Welcome back, everybody. My name's A-Predator54, aka Adam, coach of the Mid-Chesney Park Slowpokes, and today I bring you the draft analysis for UNPL Season 4. Shout out to CB Marcus for the draft slides debuting the Pokemon and all their stat breakdown, as well as showing the team overall at the bottom, pick by pick. I really appreciate it that you took the time to make these, but without further ado, this season we had 115 points for 10 to 12 Pokemon. At the end, we had a budget of 18 points for 2 to 3 Terra Captains, 12 points and below. You have to declare a stab and 2 of anything. And with there were a lot of interesting teams. I ended up being the wheel pick, 12th overall out of everybody. So I got to combo every round, and I really hope you guys enjoy what the team ended up being. And without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy this show. There's going to be 2 parts. There's going to be the slide, and there's going to be the synchro machine. So this is going to be slightly longer. So sit back, enjoy, and here goes the show. For pick number 1 overall, and for 17 points, I decided to go with Latias. Latias is a phenomenal Pokemon. And look at this shiny. She is so beautiful, and I was expecting it to be bigger. I didn't realize this mon was so tiny, because in the anime it always showed it being bigger than the trainer because they could ride on top of it. But yeah, this thing is adorable. It's got the zoomies and it goes rather quick. Can I go up? Nope, I can't go up. But we're gonna just chill right here. I'm gonna hop on into its stats. You see the stats in front of you. It has a monstrous special defense stat as well as a very powerful special attacking stat. And base 110 speed is nothing to shake at. Oh, what separates this thing between Latios is the special attack and the special defense are switched. Everything else is the same. This is the bulkier version of the two. But this also gets access to Healing Wish. This gets access to Calm Mind Draining Kiss to just have another form of recovery. This still gets access to Recover, which is nerfed to 8 PP. But it also gets access to Alluring Voice. Miss Ball is now base 95 and has a chance to lower their special attack, which is very good, especially if you are a calm mindset. If you get a special attack lower, they're doing less damage to you, and then you can just overwhelm them. This still has the option of being a Dragon Dance physical set, even with its base 80 attack, which still can be very, very overwhelming if people walk into it. This is a good agility, calm mind, stored power set abuser because it's stat, but you have to have the timing perfect. But all in all, for 17 points, I look to do this mon justice, and I'm just glad it's back. And look how adorable this thing is sleeping. I just love this thing. This is Orange Cream. It makes me want to have the Orange Dreamsicle Popsicle. But without further ado, let's hop on into the second Pokemon. For pick number 2, and I believe it was also 17 points, I took Excadrill. Drill is back, baby. We knew within the first few minutes of the DLC that this mon was a surprise. And boy, do I love this thing. This was so much fun in Gen 8. Granted, it had more moves back then. It lost access to moves like, I believe it was submission. I had a dark move. I can't remember what it was called. But it had more coverage back then. But now it's still the same pure offensive Mon that it is. Plus Sand Rush, Mold Breaker is so good this gen with all the new abilities, especially against Earth Eater, Levitate, you name it. Earthworm just gets plastered by this. Earth Eater turns off. What more could you want in a Pokemon? Excadrill, you are... Oh, God, I love... You were my all-time kill leading Mon back in Sword and Shield. I'm just so happy that you're back. And here is its stat breakdown. We have 110 HP, 135 monstrous attack. We have 60 defense, 50 special attack, 65 SPDF, and 88 speed. 88 speed is nothing to laugh at even outside of Sand, because this gets access to Rapid Spin as well as Swords Dance. You get both of those off, and then you're able to just spam Earthquake and Iron Head. It's over. There's not much that realistically wants to switch into both of those. Water types don't want to take the Earthquake. Grass types don't want to take the Iron Head. Fire types don't want to take either, realistically. Well, they do want to take the Iron Head, but that Earthquake, no. But this has access to Poison Jab as well for bulky grass types. It has access to X Scissor for psychic types, and I believe Shadow Claw as well for ghosts. So it just gets enough coverage that it needs. And I look forward to using this Mon. And what do you look like sleeping? Oh, you just hunched down and you got that pretty little face. But anyways, that is Excadrill. Time to hop on into Mon number 3. For my next pick in round number 3, I decided for 12 points to take one of my fun toys that I haven't really had much success with in Wheezing Galar. I'm kind of curious on what this thing's move animation is. Okay, so it just kind of floats. Alright. Wheezing Galar has 3 phenomenal abilities, as well as very good stats. That 65 HP is sometimes nothing to laugh at, because being Poison Fairy, this thing is incredibly good. If you combo this thing with Neutralizing Gas, which now got buffed, and turns off Quark Drive and Photosynthesis, as well as the Ruination abilities, it is phenomenally good. It's got 90 in attack, it gets 120 in defense, 85 in special attack, 70 in SPDF, and base 60 speed is kind of very good for a Mon this bulky. This also gets access to a Levitate, so it can be immune to ground types, meaning they have to run Psychic type moves or Steel type moves to hit you super effectively, which is pretty damn good. And I have one of the Mold Breaker Mons already. This is a double Levitate around Excadrill. There will be no spamming Earthquake in these parts. And Mach Punch gets absolutely blocked by this thing's typing, which is phenomenal, being ×4 resistant to fighting. Latias is also resistant to fighting. This is also a ×4 I think it's resists grass and quite a few other things as well. That is phenomenal. That, and I'm also immune to Dragon, which is perfect for Latios. But this thing also has access to Misty Terrain. This is the only setter for that. And, well, I'm going to... Well, you probably put 2 and 2 together. One of my future picks is going to be an Unburdened Mon. I will not specify which one, but you guys will enjoy it once you see it. And Wheezing Galler's sleep animation is just... I don't know how I feel about this. Huh. Why does the second mouth look like that? I... Oh, okay. It looks even worse awake. Never mind. Next Pokemon. Yeah. Alright. To combo off with the Weezing for pick number 4, I decided let's get Itsy Bitsy the Araquanid. If you know the song, Itsy Bitsy Spider climbed up the water spout. Well, this is a water type. Bug water with access to Water Bubble, which doubles the damage of water type moves, and Water Absorb, which is perfectly phenomenal for my Excadrill. This thing is incredibly bulky. Let's get into its stats real quick. I don't know if I can sleep in the water, so I'm just gonna hop on out of this because I want to see the sleep animation real quick. Enter right back in, and then we are going to go over the stats. 68 HP is all very bulky considering it is water and bug. It has 70 attack, which you think wouldn't do a lot, but it does because water hits very hard with Water Bubble. It's got 92 defenses, it's got 50 special attack, and a monstrous 132 SPDF set and 42 speed. This thing is incredibly fat. Imagine tanking a Thunderbolt and then mirror coating it directly back at your opponent and they just die. Or taking a Draco Meteor, tanking the hit from like a boosted Walking Wake and one-shotting it back. Because you just live. This gets having Mirror Coat is so good for this mon. It gets access. It lost Scald, which is kind of saddening because you want to be able to burn the physical threats in front of you, and then you wall the special attackers. This still maintains Skitter Smack, Leech Life, Liquidation. This game is still maintained Whirlpool, so you can trap your opponent in. You name it. Araquanid does a whole lot. This is also my sticky web setter for the team, and I look so forward to using this thing now that it's back. I love this thing in Gen 8. And let's see what it looks like asleep. Okay, I was expecting it to like lay down, but it just kind of curls up. But anyways, that is Araquanid. Let's hop on into the next mon. For pick number 5, I decided let's take a trip back to the OG days. I could have had a Powdon. I didn't want a Powdon. I wanted the big monster that is and get Tyranitar. This thing finally getting knockoff is so damn good for it. It just doesn't care. It's no longer having to rely on Crunch and Dark Pulse. It can literally just hammer you, take items away, and say you're like safety goggles or boots. That's so beneficial for a team. Granted, this is times 4 weak to fighting, and this is another reason why I have Weezing Galar, just to sponge the fighting moves. But who doesn't like a big fuck off dinosaur, aka Godzilla, Bertha, or Dusty Rhodes, depending on what ability I want to run, because this also gets on nerve. Let's hop on into Tyranitar's stats. This has 100 HP. This has 134 attack, 110 defense, a respectable 95 special attack with coverages like Ice Beam, Flamethrower, Thunderbolts, gets access to Earth Power, Power Gem, gets access to, I believe, Meteor Beam now, which is phenomenal if that does check out. I haven't checked to see if it does get it, but if it does, Ooh, I'm gonna run Meteor Beam Trianitar one of these weeks for culture if that's true. And it's 61 speed, which is respectable even after a Dragon Dance. Plus knockoff, this thing just hammers away. Sand gives a Spadef boost to Trianitar on top of that base 100. It tanks moves like Scald from water types easily, and it's just ridiculous how fat this thing is. Granted, its times 4 weak to fighting, but that's okay. I have Latios, I have Weezingale, and I have Araquanid for safe, comfortable switches to fighting type moves. This also gets access to Stealth Rocks, gets ways to hit fairies and Heavy Slam, and Ironhead. Even gets access to Earthquake for steel types. Bravo. Oh, it's just a beautiful Mon. And I look forward to using this thing. And it just literally lays down. Oh, that's adorable. But anyways, we've talked enough about Mon number 5. Let's hop on into Mon number 6. For Mon number 6 and my first Terra Captain, I decided let's try something new. You probably saw this coming with it being a sand team, but I took Sandrush Houndstone. This thing is very interesting to look at, and I look forward to using this thing. Granted, I don't believe I can run Last Respects in this league, but for 8 points, this is well worth the value because this Mon got Poltergeist. Granted, that relies on them having an item, but it is what it is. Without further ado, let's hop on into its stat breakdown. 72 HP on a ghost type is actually bulkier than you think it is when you look at its 97 Spadef and its base 100 defense. This thing is a damn tank. And it's got 101 attack and base 68 speed. It's nothing to laugh at in sand. This also gets access to the ability Fluffy, which doubles its defenses. It does not power up Body Press though. I wish it did. But in combination with that, it gets access to Will-O-Wisp and now the addition of Pain Split. I could wall physical attackers, burn them, and Pain Split the damage off, or at any point in sand, tank a hit, activate weakness policy using any of my 3 Terras, and then Pain Split the damage off after I kill what's in front of me, get all of my health back, and then just not care. Like, say you tank me to the red and I Pain Split you. Alright, now you're incredibly crippled, about 50% of your HP. I'm all the way back up. You don't kill me. Alright, I kill you the following turn. That is incredibly disgusting. This thing I look forward to using. I took Terra Fighting to boost the body press. I took Terra Fairy to resist the Shadow Sneak and the Sucker Punch, as well as just be able to hit dragons and fighting types. Terra Fighting's to break steals, and just the raw natural ghost damage straight with Poltergeist. Oh, and this gets access to Howl. Howl gives me +1 attack. Now I have Poltergeist launching at your face. That is not a hit most teams want to take. And I look forward to using this Mon. And it's well worth the 8 points. And it just sleeps. Okay, it's adorable when it's sleeping. Okay, that makes up for the skull. You are just so cute when you're sleeping. But anyways, that is Mon number 6. Let's hop on to 7. Alright. For pick number 7 overall, and for 9 points, I thought this Mon was well worth it. And I did it just because I wanted to do something in particular. Hey guys, Dashing Septile here. I had to. I'm sorry. But this thing literally does dash, and I know Dashing Septile drafted this himself, and this is his mascot. But yeah, I'm glad I gave him the idea to do this with the Synchro Machine because this thing is just fun. But Septile, overall, let's check out his stats. This has access to Overgrow and Unburden, but it's got base 120 speed. With Unburden, that doubles. That outpaces mons like Sneasler, Howlucha, outpaces Scarf Dragapult, outpaces Scarf Iron Bundle, which is incredibly good. You got 70 HP, you got 85 attack, you've got 65 defense, 105 special attack, and 85 SPDF. The way it interacts with Weezing's Misty Terrain is it gives me a +1 in SPDF, which is incredibly good because most grass type killers are special. And that is a damage nerf, allowing me to freely sword stance. After losing the item, Acrobatics is base 110, plus a sword stance. A lot of the things that just try to kill me aren't going to want to take a hit from this. That and Leaf Blade has a chance to crit. This gets access to Drain Punch, Dragon Claw, gets access to Iron Tail for fairies, and Crunch for ghost types. All in all, very, very good. It even gets access to Earthquake, which helps me kill the fire types that want to kill it. Drain Punch is good for the ice types, allowing me to also get my health back all the way back to full. And I have the option of running White Herb set to trigger the Unburden. I can run Adrenaline Orb to trigger. Those two sets will be the special offensive set. Granted, I wish there was a way to increase my special attack. I haven't checked to see if there is. But this still gets access to Giga Drain, Grass Knot, Solar Beam, and Leaf Storm, which allows me to run Eject Pack, swap out for free, which could be incredibly good, and then come back in later if I'm running just pure Overgrow or if I just don't care about the Unburden at all. I can even run White Herb with the same Leaf Storm, reset my special attack, and then hammer away. Septile is a phenomenal mon, and just look at this lad sleeping. Isn't he adorable? But without further ado, let's hop on into mon number 8. Alright, for pick number 8 and 10 points, let's introduce you to my second Terra Captain. We have the beautiful glossed up mon that is Emboar. God, look at those flames on this Pokemon. You can only just sit here and admire how just beautiful they made this mon look. Even the teeth are on point. But anyways, let's hop on into this thing's stats. It is 110 HP, which is very good for a fire type. We have 123 attack, 65 defense, 100 special attack, 65 SPDF, and 65 speed. This mon still maintained Scald. It gained access to Trailblaze, and now it has a way to have boosted damage on Wild Charge with Terra Electric, boosted damage on Flare Blitz with Terra Fire, Choice Banded Flare Blitz, plus Reckless, plus Terra Fire is enough to do almost 50% to a bulky Toxapex. That is absolutely insane. Granted, and with Trailblaze, I can boost, then run Bulk Up, which is incredibly good with this mon. Trailblaze Bulk Up plus Close Combat, which is a new addition to this mon. It no longer has to run Superpower and lower its stats. And then combo it off with Flare Blitz. That's all you need. And this thing, it can dictate its Terra based off a matchup, which is incredibly phenomenal. And it just looks like so much fun. This thing itself applies so much pressure to my opponents because of its dual stab of fighting and fire. There is not a whole lot of things that want to take either damage combo. Now I stacked electric and grass on top of it. That is phenomenal. I can make myself resistant to ground type moves with Terra Grass. I can now make myself resistant to flying type moves with Terra Electric, and I can kill them in return. Basically, I wanted to do these three typings just as defensive and explosive offense, and I look forward to using this mod both on the physical and special side. Oh, and not to mention, this also gets knockoff and sucker punch. Chef's kiss. Absolutely chef's kiss. And look at this boy sleeping. Look at this ham hog. Boy literally just lays down and takes a nap and doesn't care in the world. But that is my second Terror Captain. I am only going with 2 because I am at the 18-point limit. But anyways, let's hop on into the next Pokemon. Alright, for pick number 9 and 14 points, what was originally a 7-point Electros, I decided, because I thought I got sniped to this because I looked at the wrong draft, that I took the Genie Thunderous Therian. This thing is an absolute monster. Like, this thing just hits so hard, and it is a toolbox. This thing also, I believe, got knockoff back in the DLC, got Weather Ball, so it can actually have a rock type Weather Ball in sand, which is incredibly phenomenal. But this mon, look at this impressive stat breakdown. 79 HP, 105 attack. You compare that with bulk up acrobatics if you choose to. 70 defense, a monstrous 145 special attack. Even AV mons don't want to switch into that. And if they do, they got to eat a knockoff to the face on switching and then get plastered back by the raw special attack. This has 80 SPDF, which is still pretty decent if you run AV with this thing. And 101 speed is absolutely phenomenal. This gets moves like Flash Cannon, Weather Ball, Focus Blast, Grass Knot, what is it? Discharge, Thunder, Wild Bolt, I think it's Wild Bolt Wind, which is its new signature move that causes a chance to paralyze, but also cannot miss in rain. This having access to Volt Absorb is incredibly crucial for my team in certain situations. Especially if I have Raquinid on the field, or if I have somebody with a Prankster Mon that's going to want to T-Wave my team down, I will swap this in, get the Volt Absorb back, and just go ham. This gets access to Bulk Up, this gets access to Agility, Nasty Plot, you name it. I believe it also gets access to Psychic as well. This thing gets coverage galore, and is just such a good, stable, reliable Pokemon. And I look forward to using this thing so much. Granted, I had to drop my other all-time favorite electric types and Electros for it, but I just wanted the opportunity to finally be able to use this Genie. And he just kind of slouches. Huh. That's new. I've never seen it look so relaxed. But anyways, that is Mon number 9. We are going to hop on into Pokemon number 10. Alright. For pick number 10, I decided for 2 points, let's be a little bit memey and a little bit trolly. Welcome back to the Squawkabilly era. This thing for 2 points does quite a bit more than people think it does. This gets access to all 4 forms, which means I have access to Sheer Force, Hustle, Intimidate, and Guts. This thing has Guts, Facade, Brave Bird, now has access to Lash Out to hit Psychic types. This gets access to U-Turn and Parting Shot, which is absolutely phenomenal for this mod. This has 82 HP, 96 attack, which is very, very good with Guts, especially since Facade is Stab. Even Steel types take a lot from this mod. This has 51 defense, 45 special attack, 51 SPDF, and a rather surprising 92 speed. But what makes this mod interesting is it gets access to taunts. Setup sweepers don't want to sit in front of this, and if they do want to set hazards, I click taunt, my flame orb activates, and now I have Facade striking them in the face. This also gets access to Final Gambits. What Final Gambit does is, because we are a level 100 league, if I max my HP out, that is 368 damage that my opponent takes to their face unless they click Protect or they are a Ghost type, which essentially can be a nuke to about 60% of the Pokemon in this meta. Wrap your heads around that. Unless you run max HP, max something, this will nuke you. I don't care. I will pull the trigger. I will taunt you. I will Brave Bird you. I will set Tailwind. I will Parting Shot. I will give 0 fucks because I am a Squawkabilly, aka Jotaro Kujo, who gives 0 fucks who his enemy is. If you get the reference and you've seen the show, you know. Especially with that Pompadour. But yeah, Squawkabilly, he is my little tiny toolbox that could, and I hope to at least get 5 kills with this thing. If they're all by Final Gambit, they're all by Final Gambit. If they're all by Facade, so be it. But that is Squawkabilly. And I don't believe this man even sleeps. Nope, he doesn't sleep at all. He's one of those ones that just sits there and looks at you. But all in all, Squawkabilly, pick number 10. Let's hop on into the final Pokemon of the draft. Alright, for the final pick of the draft, what originally was a Lapras, I decided to turn into and bring back from last season for more mischief. My little guy, Ice Cube. Granted, it's not a Terra Captain this time, but something that's incredibly reliable and forces my opponent to overly prep because they don't want to get belly drummed on is phenomenal. That and this gets access to Freeze Dry, and it actually does more damage than you think. In this Ice Face form, its SPDF is higher, which sometimes can allow me to tank a fire type move or run like weakness policy. Oh my fucking lord, that's adorable. Sorry, I'm just, wow. Wow. I can run weakness policy and then have 130 speed when my Ice Face breaks. And now I'm spamming +2 freeze dries like they are butter, which could be incredibly phenomenal in some matchups. Ice Cube has 75 HP, 100 attack, 110 defense, 65 special attack, and 90 SPDF and 50 speed when it's in its Ice Face form. The defenses drop when the face breaks, and its speed just to 130 like I said before, And now it can belly drum to +6 and combo off with moves like Zen Headbutt, Liquidation, Ice Spinner, Icicle Spear, Iron Head, Body Slam, and I believe. And on the special side, it gets Surf, Weather Ball, Freeze Dry, gets access to Ice Beam, which is still incredibly good. That 65 special attack still does more than you think it does, and I just look forward to using Ice Cube again. I cannot complain at all, and I look forward to using this Mon again. And let's see if you can actually go in water before I sign out with you. Do you get to go in the water? Do you have a swim Oh my god, it has a swim animation. And it can be in the water. Oh my lord, I am sold. But anyways, that is Ice Cube, and I hope you guys like the team. Shout out to CB Marcus for the slides I used with this, and I wish every coach in the UNPL a best of luck to their season. And tell me what you guys think about the team below. Check out the other coaches in the description. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and stay tuned for week number 1 against the commissioner himself. It's Danny Mack, coach of the Waukegan Wakes, and I will catch you guys later. Enjoy your evening. Bye.